I will do it again. Thanks.
I've been seeing a shrink, by the way. I had trouble sleeping, and Leo brought in the guy. I feel ridiculous talking out loud like this, but he said, doesn't matter. I just can't believe it's been a year. Anyway. What is it?
It can wait till we get back.
What is it?
This isn't the place.
Leo.
Sharif had a meeting with 2 Muslim clerics in Bashar. We picked up the meeting by aiming an IR laser beam at the windows from 400 feet. 3 different Arabic experts worked on the translation.
The enemy imagines he is secure. The bridge did not fall. He looks down from his high or elevated place or places. But our great victory is still assured. There will be other moments.
Meaning times, places, or opportunities.
I have brought him low. I will do it again. All right. Charlie.
Yes, sir.
I appreciated you coming out to the cemetery with me yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So it's been a year. Why don't you organize the search, for a new executive secretary?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I may not like the first couple of candidates. May take a while.
No, I don't imagine we're actually going to hire somebody, sir, but this is a step in the right direction.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Excuse me.
Hi.
You got a minute?
What do you need?
The president's ready to hire a lead secretary.
That's good.
He asked me to start putting together a search. I thought about Elizabeth Etchberry, but the German accent. And then Beverly Casey's been secretary to 2 ambassadors. Sue Poe, who worked for the head of the OPM, Jerry Walters. But I don't think he's going to be comfortable with a man.
You'll find somebody.
How you been?
Fine.
Okay. If you think of anybody in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Well, she needs the skills. 110 words a minute. And discretion, obviously. A willingness to put this first no matter what. But there's an X factor, right?
Yes.
What is it?
It's unknown. I think that's why it's called an X factor.
Yes.
An intangible.
I've got the lady. I've got the lady. I know who the lady's gonna be. I've got the lady.
Yes.
Mrs. De La Guardia.
Yes.
It's Charlie. I think there's trouble with your phone line. We kept getting disconnected.
No.
I hope you don't mind. I just drove on out.
No, yes. We weren't getting disconnected. I was hanging up.
Why?
I wasn't interested in the job.
Why didn't you just say so?
You would have asked me why.
Yeah.
My way was faster.
Why aren't you interested?
So you have my address. What other corners of my personal life have you rooted out?
You worked at the White House. We know where you live.
I bet you do.
May I come inside for 1 minute?
You're not allowed to park there.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Mrs. De La Guardia.
I'm not married to Mr. De La Guardia anymore. My name is Debbie Fitterer.
Fiddler?
Fitterer.
Miss Fitterer. You've worked as executive assistant to Terrence Hunt, managing editor of Gannett News. Jack Kent Cook, former owner of the Washington Redskins. Jordan Williams, founding partner at Cutler Williams Rossi and the White House Office of Presidential Personnel. And I'd like you to come meet with the president today to discuss filling Dolores Landingham's job.
No.
Why?
Oh, this is so much worse than the phone call would have been.
Why?
Because I don't work for anyone, Charlie. I'm my own boss. I set my sail and then go that particular direction.
You do?
Yes.
How's the sailing been?
I beg your pardon?
How's business?
I'll admit I got off to a rocky start.
What'd you try?
Gambling.
Didn't work out?
No, but all that's changed.
Because now
I'm
you're...
an alpaca farmer.
Are you serious?
It's the world's finest livestock investment, Charlie.
You're talking about those sheep they show on late-night TV.
Well, they're alpacas, and if you knew that, you'd know that the textiles made from their fiber are coveted by the best fashion houses.
You swallowed a brochure?
I have 2 of the Huakaya variety.
You were executive to the head of the U.S. Olympic Organizing Committee, were you not?
Yes.
I'm sending a car for you in 90 minutes.
I was fired from the White House, Charlie.
I know you were.
Oh, hello.
Good. I was worried you were going to be late.
No,
You want some water or something?
no, thanks.
Have you met him before?
We shook hands for a second, before a group picture.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You seem a little better than you were before.
I took a pill.
Why?
Because I was a little nervous about coming back to the White House.
You took a pill?
I took a couple.
She can go ahead now.
Okay. Mr. President, this is Deborah Fitterer. I'll be right outside.
It's Fitterer?
Fitterer. It's Fitterer.
I saw your resume, so we don't need to talk about that. What have you been doing recently?
I'm an alpaca farmer.
Like the sweaters?
Before they're sweaters.
Uh-huh. And before that?
Craps and blackjack.
You were a professional gambler.
I like the way that sounds.
Whereabouts?
Bally's, mostly.
Okay. Why did you leave the White House?
Well, Mr. President, if you want to talk about getting screwed with your pants on,
Charlie!
I guess I got pretty well doinked.
Yes, sir.
Can I have a minute?
Yes, sir.
Would you mind waiting outside just a moment?
No, not at all.
Is this a joke? If it's a joke, it's both funny and well executed. But I think you and I both know that it's not. I sent you out to replace Dolores Landingham, and that's what you came home with?
Was she?
She's an alpaca farmer who needed 2 tries to get her own name.
Well, sir,
Don't worry
maybe.
about it. I'm gonna get the personnel office on it. I gotta go change for New York.
Thank you, Mr. President. Okay, that was my fault. I didn't properly prepare you for the meeting. That was bad staff work. Before your next job interview with the president, I'm gonna remind you that you probably don't want to be stoned.
There's going to be a second interview?
There's gonna be as many as it takes. We're gonna get this right.
Well, let me back you up a second. Have we done the first one yet?
I'm calling a cab now.
Okay. Whatever happened to the swingless singers?
I don't know.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Nothing, sir. I'll be arranging a second meeting with Deborah Fitterer when we get back to town.
From this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Are you pledging a fraternity or something? Because this would be a good one.
Sir,
What is it with you and this woman?
she hired me. That's why she was fired. Sir,
Yes?
Deborah Fitterer.
Really?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Mr. President.
Hi.
Debbie.
Hello.
You 2 know each other?
Debbie worked for Donald McKitteridge. She's very interesting. Her resume is impressive. I remember thinking she was efficient and creative. She's the one who found Charlie. I remember people talked about her a lot. They found her pretty strange. But I remember thinking that I didn't find her that strange.
You know I can hear you, right?
I'm in your corner.
You're the alpaca farmer.
It was something I tried for a while.
You hired Charlie, huh?
Well, I worked in the Office of Presidential Personnel, and he'd come into the wrong office. He'd been called in about a job as a messenger.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we started talking. It doesn't take long to see he's a special kid, so I sent him to Josh Lyman.
Well, thanks for that.
Yes, sir.
Who is in second place? Who did I almost get?
Sir,
I like to think about the road not taken.
you're testing my memory.
Yeah.
It was a young man named David Dweck.
David Dweck?
I used to call him David Dweck, Wanadwinkle-Wawa, till I realized that wasn't really funny.
Excuse me, Mr. President, you said you wanted...
Yeah.
Hong Kong's down 4%, but it's still over 10,000. It's too early to tell anything. The Nikkei's down 2%. The dollar's down 0.3% against the yen, 0.4% against the euro. Frankfurt opens in 8 hours.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry. Why were you fired?
I'm sorry?
Why were you fired?
No particular reason.
That doesn't sound quite right.
No?
Why were you fired?
Is it relevant?
Only because you're asking for a job.
Chronic lateness.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
No, it's not.
You call me a liar to my face?
Yes.
Okay.
Charlie said it was because of him.
He did?
He said you hired him and that's why you got fired.
Charlie makes things up.
No, he doesn't.
He's a bad seed. I knew it the moment I saw him.
I'm now ordering you to tell me why you were fired.
Well, I'm afraid we're at a classic impasse, Mr. President.
You were strange the first time I met you, and you're strange now.
Hey, the first time you met me, there was a good reason.
What?
I was high.
Okay.
This time, it's just me.
Tell me why you were fired.
No, sir.
I'm gonna figure it out anyway. What I lack in memory, I more than make up for with exceptional powers of deductive reasoning.
That come with tights and a cape?
All right, I think the interview's over.
Yeah. But let's do this every once in a while.
Thank you very much.
Debbie,
Mr. McKittredge,
what are you doing here?
I was
brought her in.
I was interviewing.
Charlie?
Hang on.
How many times do we
I
have
know,
to...
but I brought her in.
It doesn't matter. I'm not getting it.
It does matter. There's a way it works.
Brian Dweck, CFO of Colfax and contributor to Representative Mark McKittredge, whose brother is the director of the White House Office of Presidential Personnel, wants a job for his son David. Wants a dwinka-wawa. My powers of deduction are not to be mocked.
Mr. President, I assure you, whatever she told you...
She didn't tell me anything. I ordered her to, and she... By the way, my powers of ordering are a joke. I can create an agency, but I can't get her to... She didn't give you up. She didn't give you up.
Was she funny?
Have the agent stop her at the door for a second. Debbie,
Yes, sir.
where's the dollar?
I'm sorry, sir?
What's the dollar doing right now?
Oh, it's down 0.3% against the yen, 0.4% against the euro.
Mr. President, the First Lady is back.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello. Hi. What's going on?
Line 1 now is a DSS line. It means direct station select. Pick it up, you get me.
What was wrong with the old way?
You done?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks a lot. I'm sorry, sir.
What was wrong with the old way?
Oh, this is better.
How?
You don't care, sir. It just is.
I hear you've got rules for meetings.
Yes, some. Yes, I do, sir.
You don't think that's apt to create a resentment among the people who were here before? It's not like the thing wasn't working with... Whatever you may assume, that wasn't a rube sitting out there, Debbie. She ran the Oval Office for 2 years and a State House before that.
Yes, sir. At any rate, line 1 gets you me.
What if instead of you, I want a dial tone?
Well, that's line 2, but you're not going to want one.
Why?
I'm going to place your outgoing calls.
You're going to place a lot of my outgoing calls.
No, sir, I need to place them all.
I can make my own phone call, don't be...
Sir.
I can make my own phone call.
Yes, but soon you might not necessarily remember that you did. When I place the call, there's a record, and that's how you'll know, and then you won't be worried about it.
That's good. That's a good idea.
Is there anything else?
No.
Thank you, Mr. President. You and I haven't met. In my life, I never would have thought she was a rube.
I'm sorry about that. Debbie, I have to ask you, are we talking about... Did you bring it up because you noted... Is there some particular thing today you noticed?
No, sir. Do you feel all right? Should I call?
No, please. I was talking about something else. Line 1 is you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
At the exact moment of the equinox. At the exact moment of the equinox.
Doesn't work.
It does work. It has to be the exact moment of the equinox.
Doesn't work.
I've seen it.
I tried it.
And?
Doesn't work.
I don't think you did it at the exact moment.
I did.
When?
Last September.
That was the autumnal equinox.
It only works for the vernal equinox?
Yeah.
You know what's more likely?
That it doesn't work at all?
That's right.
It does. I've seen it.
We've got pastrami from Krupin's. It's tissue paper thin. Roast beef, corned beef, turkey, Russian dressing, coleslaw, and seedless rye. And winning the hard-earned money of your coworkers. This is what I call a night off. Squeeze this piece of rye bread.
Now what do I do?
Excuse me, Leo.
Yeah.
Something that's true at the vernal equinox would have to also be true at the autumnal equinox.
Why?
Equinox means equal night. Night and day are both 12 hours long.
What does that have to do with it?
It doesn't work. I tried it.
Listen, there's a guy.
Hang on. CJ believes that at the exact moment of the vernal equinox,
And only at that moment.
you can stand an egg vertically. Huh? At the equinox, you can stand an egg on its end.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
You tried it?
I don't need to try it. You can't stand an egg on its end. And the elements involved with creating an equinox have no connection to the center of gravity of an egg.
I've seen it.
Well, I've seen guys make the ace of spades jump out of their shoes. I don't think it was the equinox.
Josh?
Yep.
Counsel's office wants to know if you can meet with a candidate for the associate's position tonight.
Tonight?
I explained it was your night off, but they said he's in town just the one night, and...
Yeah.
So can I take your seat when you're not playing?
I'm Miss Ainsley. That's who the counsel's office should get to fill that position. Another Ainsley, a sexy conservative with first-rate law credentials and a strange name.
So can I take your seat?
Who else is playing this game?
Anyone with currency.
Let me in the game, sir, I beg of you.
Why are you so eager to get in this game?
I enjoy poker, Mr. President, and your card skills are well known around the building, and frankly, I wanted to learn.
Seriously.
I enjoy poker.
This is a cash game, Debbie. These are hardworking people blowing off some steam and taking each other off their coin. We don't play for matchsticks, and we don't play for... Okay, can I ask you something? I forgot to have Charlie draw cash for me. Could you float me a little?
I can play.
Sir?
Leo! CJ swears that on the equinox, which is today, you can stand an egg on end.
Debbie?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, you can play.
Thank you, sir.
This is a weird-looking room.
Truman called it the crown jewel of the federal penal system.
You a Truman fan?
Yes, sir.
Me too.
I would have taken you for an Eisenhower man, sir.
If Truman were alive today, he'd be a Republican.
Oh, I doubt that very much.
You know, it's funny, this was never an ambition of mine. I never wanted to be president of the United States.
Neither did Mr. Truman. I'll start another call, sir.
Thank you.
Hello. He's just finishing a call with Congresswoman Frost.
I'm looking for my daughter.
She's meeting with Will. But he'd want me to interrupt.
No, don't bother.
Mrs. Bartlett, I can't tell you how hard I prayed for you.
I appreciate that.
Well, you shouldn't. I'm not very religious, so there's the risk that my praying could be taken as insincere or even an affront, which, if it's a vengeful God, could have made matters worse.
Well, it didn't. So maybe there's a clue.
She won that round on all cards.
How much longer do you think?
I have no idea.
Leo knows he can't testify on behalf of a major defense contractor. What's he thinking?
He's not thinking.
How long did they serve together?
Leo and O'Neill? I don't know. A while before they were shot down.
Leo was shot down?
Over Hanoi. They hid out in the jungle till they were rescued.
Can we get a ballpark on how much longer it's going to be? An era? A Tchaikovsky symphony? A brief ice age, perhaps?
You have some food stuck in your beard.
How long was he there for?
3 days.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Ziegler is being rather insistent.
As he so often is. Well, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Let me think about it.
Mr. President,
So what's so important? Someone get the words to Yellow Submarine wrong again?
It's about Leo, sir.
We still haven't heard from Ken?
I left messages at his office and with this hotel in Chicago.
We were supposed to have lunch. Call his office back and find out what meetings he had this morning.
You got a minute?
Yes, sir, of course.
No word yet on the SEAL team?
No, sir, not yet.
Toby and Josh came to see me about this Mueller-Wright thing.
I told Josh I'd handle it.
By going before the Armed Services Committee?
Hunt's trying to use my friendship with Ken O'Neill to embarrass this administration.
And testifying in front of a congressional committee is going to lessen that embarrassment?
Hunt's bluffing. He's upset Arizona manufacturers didn't get any of the contract.
You were a senior corporate officer at Mueller-Wright for over 10 years, right, Leo? You can't testify.
It's not going to come to that.
It opens you up to being called in front of congressional committees on a whim.
I won't stand by while Hunt slanders a good man's name for political purposes.
And Josh seems to think that...
Josh doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Have you asked Kenny if there's any truth?
I've known Ken O'Neill for 35 years. I worked beside him, served beside him. He hasn't done anything wrong.
You can't testify, Leo.
I won't desert him, Mr. President.
Have you asked Kenny if there's any truth to the rumors?
I don't have to.
Still nothing from General Alexander?
No, sir, and Josh is waiting to give you a Ways and Means briefing.
What Ways and Means briefing?
The South Carolina trip, sir. And then you have the INS on border security, and at 4, the National Medal of Arts recipients are coming by.
You a Crosby, Stills, and Nash fan?
I've always been more of a crazy horse kind of gal, Mr. President.
Yeah, I could see how that would be.
Although I did have a tempestuous affair with the rodeo cowboy during the Summer of Love that the Hollies played a significant role in. I'll call Josh in.
So what's this problem I'm hearing about with Saturday's trip to South Carolina?
Went wants a tax cut for stay-at-home moms. Unless you're a poor woman, then of course he'd argue you have to work or you should be denied welfare benefits. Next, he'll try to slip dishwasher subsidies into the omnibus reconciliation bill. Our caucus has been fighting for more daycare, more after-school care, transportation subsidies to make it easier for poor women to get to good jobs. They can't justify spending,
JTC scores it at 11 billion over 5 years.
11 billion to keep Wilma Flintstone in dinosaur skin coats while most women are struggling to find someone to take care of their child.
What's the tax benefit for the typical family?
About $100 a year.
Closer to 300. But that's not the point. A typical family of 4 making 68,000 can still get 1,200 in child care tax credit if the wife decides to work. But if she wants to stay at home with the kids, we don't help.
Who's this?
Ryan Pierce. He's interning in my office for a few months.
Pierce?
Maybe less.
Senator Pierce's son?
He's my uncle.
So which would you choose, Ryan? Daycare tax cut or this?
Daycare. But why should we choose for everybody else?
What would you suggest?
Tell Went you understand that he didn't want to support your expanding child care tax credit when there's no help for stay-at-home moms, so he should find some loophole closures we can agree on to pay for both. He's on Ways and Means. That's where the money is. Right?
Right. Thank you.
Oh, here, you can put it in his hot little hands yourself.
This is for you, sir.
Thank you, Lana.
Thank you, sir.
I hate to do this, but it's Rena, sir.
What?
The girl in the dress with the flowers.
Just now?
Yes.
What'd I call her?
Lana.
Who's Lana?
I'm guessing an exotic dancer from your spotty youth.
I should apologize. Get her back.
You asked me yesterday how the schedule gets off the rails.
Yeah.
This is how.
Pushing him and barking from the 5th, though, he has a question.
It's a tax thing. We're looking into it.
You still having a love affair with Evelyn Lang?
No. Robert Brandt.
How come?
She won't make it through vetting.
Why not?
She had an abortion.
Robert Brandt's on the 9th Circuit. Stan Yancey's worked with him and says he's always kept his cards.
When did she have an abortion?
Law school.
Before or after?
After 73, it was legal.
We discarding anybody else for illegal activities?
Not yet.
Tonsillectomy? We down on surfing this year?
She'd be publicly eviscerated.
27 million women voted for me. I think they might have had in mind that I was going to protect this particular right.
We have
I like
plenty
that guy from Florida with the good hairdo, but I want to retain my right to choose. I'm voting for what's-his-name, married to Abby Bartlet.
Sir, they're going to make this about her objectivity?
We promised the committee a short list by Friday. I want her name on it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
That pisses me off.
Apparently.
We marched her around here all week. The honor of a place on the short list is the least we could do.
We're still going with Brad Shelton.
Filling a seat on the Supremes, heady stuff.
Don't call them that.
My uncle calls him that. So does a minority leader. So does Henry Clark. You know him? He's on the court.
If you drop one more name, I'm gonna staple your mouth shut.
Be hell to pay at Agincourt. I've offended the Dauphin.
Lisa Wolf called twice. Senator Webster called regarding E. Lang. What could you possibly be thinking? Senator Milbank regarding Lang. No, 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 no. Bertha McNall, not a snowball's chance. Oh, that's not about Lang. That's about the highways bill.
I need a drink.
Sun's not over to the yard arm.
CJ's right.
Usually, you want a black-eyed Susan?
Is it a drink?
It's a cookie my mom sent them.
No. Yes.
Peanut butter with a chocolate kiss.
They're cat people?
No, they're not.
These theirs?
Shadrach and Meshach.
2 cats. Cat people.
For years, they only had one, but he died over Christmas.
It was a dry cookie.
After what was deemed an appropriate mourning period, they went to get a new one, and my mother liked the Abyssinian and my father liked the gray. And they claimed that after 39 years of marriage, they've outgrown compromise, and they got both. Well, it doesn't make them cat people. The house doesn't smell. Have crumbs?
They pick one. They pick one. That's how we get Evie Lang. And not as a decoy. We put her on the court.
Hi.
The Chief Justice says he wouldn't step down because the president wouldn't be able to fill his seat with another liberal lion. She's the liberal lion. Ashland resigns. She takes his seat, okay? And we offer the Republican Senate Judiciary Committee the opportunity to handpick a conservative for Brady's seat. We put them both up.
I'm ordering Mushu. You want some?
Listen to me.
No.
I'm serious.
And then we've got what after we hand the Republicans a seat on the Supreme Court with a red bow on top?
We have a balanced court. They can't let Brady's seat go to a liberal, so let him keep it. Meanwhile, we name the first female Chief Justice of the Supreme Court in the nation's history. I'm taking it to the president.
No, you're not. Do not go in there.
Trip him.
Ashland is 82. We may have an opportunity to put 2 people on this bench. That's 2 seats we fill with Democrats.
Moderates.
What do you care how moderate they are? 2 is twice as many as 1.
Get in.
No, just a minute.
We don't need them.
Not moderate, mediocre.
Oh, Shelton's not bright enough for you?
I want more than bright. If we had a bench full of moderates and 54, separate but equal would still be on the books. This place would still have 2 sets of drinking fountains.
Moderate means
gentlemen.
temperate, it means responsible, it means thoughtful.
It means cautious. It means unimaginative.
It means being more concerned about making decisions and making history.
Indoor voices, please.
Is that really the biggest tragedy in the world that we nominated somebody who made an impression instead of some second-rate crowd pleaser?
The ability to see 2 sides of an argument is not the hallmark of an inferior intellect.
Toby.
What about the vast arenas of debate a moderate won't even address? A mind like Lang's? Let them pick a conservative
Josh.
with a mind like Justice Brady had.
Josh.
We can hate his positions, but he was a visionary. He blew the whole thing open. He changed the whole argument.
The president will see you now.
And you?
I think they're going to pick a young, spry, conservative ideologue who's going to camp out in that seat for 45 years.
Fine. 2 voices articulating the debate at either end of the spectrum.
Filling another seat on the court may be the only lasting thing I do in this office. Sheldon's a great choice. He'll make us proud. And if Ashland resigns in a year, we got a stack of great options. We can't give it away.
Mr. President, the first woman in that chair.
We go out on some limb here and alienate the Senate. They'll tread water for 3 years, and we get nobody. The next guy gets to fill Brady's seat.
Take it to Ashland, see what he says.
Allergies have been a pain my whole life, but this marks a new low.
None of that.
For all we know, you saved our lives.
And at the very least, you got us into some comfortable clothes. You both comfy?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm so digging the polyester.
It's a great look.
Cipro?
Yes, sir. We'll treat prophylactically 500 milligrams twice a day. For a glass of water, it's dehydrating.
Let me guess. Protocol?
The cultures will be back in 48 hours. If it's negative for anthrax, we stop the regimen.
So we haven't ruled out anthrax?
We haven't ruled out anything.
Actually, we have. Mr. President?
Go on. If the phrase "we're all in this together" ever applied.
You can hold the Cipro, Doctor. The scanner's made a determination. It's positive for concentrations of tularemia.
What?
Is that a virus?
Tularemia is a bacterium. It occurs rarely in insects and rodents. Theoretically, in an aerosolized form, it could be used as a weapon.
Not looking all that theoretical at the moment.
So at the correspondence dinner?
No, we can eliminate that scenario. This bacteria was released in the office, probably within 10 to 15 minutes of the alarm sounding.
Where in the office?
That's what Hazmat's trying to determine.
We can treat for tularemia immediately. With an antibiotic cocktail, you probably won't develop symptoms.
If it had gone undetected?
Tularemia is likely to manifest as a severe respiratory infection, pneumonia, eventually systemic.
Sounds bad.
In the world of known pathogens, tularemia is closest to, well, in fact, it is plague.
Scrabble, Boggle, Parcheesi.
How can they not have a deck of cards?
Nobody's got cash down here, Debbie. It's not a missed opportunity.
They sprung for Boggle. They could have thrown in a deck of cards.
Ron.
Yes, sir.
Hazmat's really taking their time up there, don't you think?
Just a moment, sir.
Ron's on the phone.
How about risk?
Bring it on.
Any changes in the last 5 minutes?
Still 129 over 85.
Not bad, considering.
Yeah, you'd have thought the word plague alone would have spiked us all into the stratosphere.
You want to be ready, Green?
Either way, my army's taking Asia by round 3.
Mr. President, they found the source of the contamination. Hazmat confirms traces of tularemia in a recycle bin.
Which bin?
It was found inside a manila envelope addressed to Charlie.
To me?
To your home address. Did you bring in any mail from home?
Only bills. Mail that was already open.
Fitterer.
Ron, why don't you speak to Charlie alone?
Let's go inside.
Mr. President, they're patching your call through from the Japanese defense minister.
Thanks.
Mr. President, I
It's
swear.
okay, go on. Good morning, Mr. Takabe.
It's colorless, odorless, could be stored in a sealed envelope, but it's sensitive to ultraviolet light. It is contagious. Some nut could have mailed it to Charlie.
Debbie, you'll drive yourself crazy with this.
I know, I'm only giving myself 3 more minutes.
Then what?
Then it's half an hour of silent meditation. How do you think I survive?
In this job, it's an apt question.
In this world, Mr. President.
When I came into office, we knew the word terrorist. It was in the daily briefings, but we pictured guys with turbans in the desert and mad survivalists in Montana cabins. That party's over. Now anyone with high school chemistry is a potential threat.
That's a lot of enemies, sir.
Too many.
Since I was a kid, spring came, everyone else ran outdoors to roll in the grass, not me. My immune system sees harmless ragweed pollen as poison. My white blood cells are paranoid xenophobes. They go into full attack mode over everything and nothing. I'm the one who suffers.
So meditation's the ticket?
Along with the ballistic allergy shots. He won't forgive himself.
We beat our goal for the all clear by more than 5 minutes.
Have a seat. Where'd we fall short?
One channel of the ventilation system failed to deactivate. If this had been a live infection, we'd have had a contamination in the communication area.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but what in the name of all that's holy?
Tonight's exercise was a drill.
A drill?
A live drill, meaning the participants were unaware that it was a drill. Ron's agents, Hazmat, and the entire medical staff were being tested. The 3 of us were the guinea pigs.
Okay.
We're trying to address critical holes in the security system. We're fielding threats no one's ever had to face before.
So the tularemia...
It's a simulant without harmful properties planted in Charlie's recycle bin.
Without my knowledge.
You were both involved in a top-secret exercise tonight. And for the time being, it's going to have to remain top secret. If I'm ever looking this in the face, I hope I've got folks beside me like the 2 of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I appreciate your help. Thank you. I'll do the rest of these from Bethesda. You sure I can skip the reception?
Delegations are going, and SC says it's fine.
Okay.
Sir, I've never been prouder to work here than I was this afternoon when the chairman and the prime minister shook hands, and you...
Watched them shake hands.
Leo would be proud, too. Will be proud.
He had his reservations about all this.
Oh, I'm not saying it won't blow up in your face.
Sir?
I'll pack up everything and meet you at the hospital.
Okay.
As a result of the hasty way this operation was pulled together? Absolutely. 2,000 troops.
I hate these calls.
You want me to?
You don't work here anymore. Hello, Mr. Godfrey. I'm calling from the White House. I'm sorry to bother your family at this difficult time, but I have President Bartlet calling for you. May I put him on? Sir, I'm sorry. Yes, sir, I understand. Of course, it's your... I will. And if you'd like, I can arrange for you...
Is he on?
Not exactly.
They want me to step down again?
You're loaning it out for an exhibit at the National Constitution Center.
I solved Middle East peace, fixed Social Security, and they want the piece of paper I used to remove myself from office.
It is the National Constitution Center.
Yeah, it's not like the Smithsonian's beating down my door.
I'm sure they'll take a greater interest in you once you're dead.
There's something to look forward to.
And these are the bios of the Medal of Arts winners for tomorrow night's gala. I heard there's going to be a tribute, a musical guest.
A surprise musical guest, actually.
I always loved Jerry Garcia.
If I'm not mistaken, he's unavailable.
Hence the surprise.
Mr. President?
Thank God. I'm not declaring to an indifference that'll provoke international guffaws.
Sir, if Zelaya wins, he's pledged to renationalize their industries, stop payment on their $6 billion debt, and remove all U.S. imperialist forces from Bolivia.
The imperialist forces their government expressly invited in.
Well, up to now, they've been one of our most cooperative allies in the war on drugs.
Since no one ever wins and it never ends, maybe we should stop calling it a war.
Fine, but we have 2,000 troops and 7 battleships in Latin America, and our pilots engage daily in hostile gunfire as they spray coca fields, but we don't have to call it a war.
How about a low-grade conflict?
State feels we could tamp things down if you could just walk the ambassador's statement back.
The United States remains neutral in all free elections and discourages any manner of external interference.
I can probably keep a straight face through that. Is it enough?
You may want to specify with regard to Bolivia.
This means you, La Paz.
So it's reported in the Latin press.
Latin press will just have to figure it out. What's next?
You wouldn't be more comfortable waiting in your office?
This is fine.
I'm sure you could go in and join them.
I'll wait.
They should be done any minute. Can I get you some water or anything?
I'm good, Deb. I'm sure you got things to worry about other than me.
You never called me Deb before.
No?
President does sometimes.
Nah.
I actually kind of hate it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, you didn't know.
Never tell the president?
Hard to work it in. Sir, the North Koreans just threatened to rain nuclear fire on Japan again. The NASDAQ is tanking. There's a Category 4 hurricane making landfall in the Keys, and... Oh, don't call me Deb.
You should tell him.
Oh, hey. Leo, sorry about this morning.
It happens.
I got this Bolivia thing.
I understand.
Love to get your perspective on it.
Maybe after I've seen the president.
Maybe later.
Whenever.
This afternoon?
Jeff, that's good.
Yeah. 3:30?
See you then.
Looking forward to it.
Was that Thomas Paine always there?
I thought that was Nathan Hale. I regret I only have but one life, et cetera, et cetera.
Paine. These are the times that try men's souls.
Get over yourself, Tom.
Ways and Means has some procedural issues with the earned income tax credit.
But I think there's movement.
10 billion's the goal, but it's an election year. I'm realistic.
Overwhelming response to the State of the Union. 36 interruptions for applause.
I don't know what's more embarrassing, that we count them or that I care.
Very impressive.
I blame him.
Wasn't me.
He's doing his annual sackcloth and ashes bit.
I used to think it was a way of harvesting even more compliments. Now I understand it's just self-abnegation and clinical despair.
Man understands me.
Mr. President, Leo McGarry is outside.
He's been waiting all this time?
Yes, and you're late for your NSA briefing on Chechnya.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mr.
Do the
President.
thing with the knocking again in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Deb. Leo, have I said how great it is having you back?
A few times.
Oh, sorry.
Everyone has. Not quite sure what you want me doing.
What you always did. Make me smarter.
By comparison? Absolutely. Well, congratulations on last night.
I planned a morning resting on my laurels, but there's this, I don't know what, in Bolivia. Cortland and his big yap.
Wonder why he said it.
He's an idiot. He's always an idiot. Why do you think we made him ambassador to Bolivia? What? Why do you think he said it?
Have you given some thought to how I might make myself useful? I don't want to undermine CJ.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. President, but President Trenier is holding for you.
That's something you can do. Talk to the friend.
No, merci.
Sorry, I gotta take this.
Of course.
The day's getting away from me. How about dinner tonight?
Be great.
I don't care how many times I've said it. It's a great thing you're back.
See you tonight, Mr. President.
Bonjour, Mr. President. Yes, I'm really looking forward to the G8 in Paris.
That wasn't very long.
I couldn't sleep.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
I have 3 daughters and a wife, 2 of whom are also doctors. If you presume I don't get enough of that sort of comment, you're really not using your imagination.
Naps are restorative. Churchill took them.
Churchill also maintained a 24-hour buzz. These days, people who drink that much during the day are encouraged to attend meetings.
An individual perhaps more for veneration than emulation.
And I don't know where all this restorative nonsense comes from. Every nap I've ever taken in my life has left me feeling groggy and on edge.
I hadn't noticed. Can I get you anything?
No, thank you.
Water?
No.
Coffee?
No.
Valium?
How long will it take after I give the word?
72 hours, assuming our ships are in position.
Yeah?
Your 9 o'clock is starting to melt.
Yeah, send him in. Move a dozen evac transports into the Arabian Sea and put them on ready alert.
Yes, sir.
CJ, let's get the Kazakhstan ambassador in here tomorrow. See if we can't convince them to reschedule elections before their country becomes a rugby field. Gentlemen, my future son-in-law.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, son.
Best of luck. Congratulations.
Hi. Thank
Best
you,
wishes,
sir.
son. I'm sure you take good care.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, young man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, son.
Good.
Tell me you didn't plan that.
I know you think this is probably old-fashioned, but frankly, it's much more humane than it used to be. Abby's father made me take a 6-hour hike with him through the woods outside Mount Pilier in the dead of winter. At least it felt like 6 hours. Of course, I was still a grad student then, whereas you're almost a tenured professor. Isn't that right?
Yes. At least the dean suggested, I mean, in the next few years.
Good, good. Because before you know it, you'll have a house and kids. Yeah.
Sir, the guests are starting to arrive.
Yeah.
You should be heading back to the residence to change. You don't want to be late to the cocktail hour you're hosting.
Thank you, Debbie. Well, thanks for dropping by.
Sir, was there something that you wanted to discuss?
No. I just thought, you know, when you have a daughter, you'd just like to know. You really want to know whether... Oh, hell. Just tell me you decided to marry her before you got her pregnant.
11 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days.
Excuse me?
That's when I decided to marry her. A year ago. On our 3rd date.
What was the matter with the first 2? I'll see you at the end of the aisle.
Postmaster General. Is that the Swiss ambassador over there?
Is this a test?
Dignitary bingo, $10 a sheet. You in?
Aren't you supposed to be hurrying me someplace?
Photo op with Congressman Santos and then bridal party photo at 4.
So I got half an hour.
Maybe that the Swiss ambassador or not.
How much you got riding on this?
$50.
It's the Duke of Edinburgh.
Oh, Duke of Edinburgh.
Congressman. Mr. President. Leo. Welcome. I hear they like you in Illinois.
Oh, apparently I'm growing on it.
Well, after your performance in those debates, I'm not surprised.
Wasn't he something? That's impressive. You gotta see me with a cheesesteak.
Senator Montgomery wanted a word.
That's my cue.
Find me later. We'll talk about cabinet travel and ways we can be helpful in the home stretch.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good luck. So, things are looking up, bub.
We're making some headway.
You know, if you win this damn thing, you're stuck working here another 4 years.
I like to think of the vice presidency as more of an emeritus position.
Sure.
How's everything on this end?
Well, Russia and China are doing their little sharks and jets routine in Central Asia, and Abby's got an understudy for me.
Seriously?
Yeah, Uncle Norman's on call.
Ouch.
I've been getting some calls about Josh.
Yeah.
Triple Horn, Nyack, Stackhouse, Montgomery.
Losing 6 weeks, how people get antsy.
Sure. It's always like that around this time.
Absolutely. Who'd they want to replace me?
Okay, so maybe not always.
Okay, enough gossiping, ladies.
Debbie, you look lovely as always.
You've got 20 minutes. I assume you want to say hello to the Duke of Edinburgh.
That's not the Duke of Edinburgh.
Catch you later. Get CJ's comments on this and get Hollins at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
He's coming in this afternoon.
I still want to talk to him now.
Did you look at the sketches?
I'll get to him.
How about now?
A nuclear disaster and a war abroad, I thought they could
They've
wait.
been sitting there for days. Makes it look like I don't pick up after you.
I don't know what to think of these.
Simple thumbs up or thumbs down.
You think they look like me?
More or less.
And they'll do. What does more or less mean?
Decent likeness, commanding, thoughtful. There's no cane, which is a choice.
You think it's a bad choice?
I don't know. Did you make it or did he make it?
He did.
Then it doesn't matter.
I'm not going to be standing beside the thing with a running commentary. You think it's a problem?
Do you?
Often as not, I don't even use it.
Yes, but you exist in the zeitgeist with a cane.
I have an idea.
What?
Let's call Hollings at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I always forget how tall you are. Did you play sports at Annapolis?
Football, till I messed up my knee.
What position?
Wide out. Not great speed, but pretty good hands.
My sister thinks that you are very attractive.
She doesn't have a sister. Morning, Matt. Come on.